Hello and welcome back once again to product placement. First things first, I dropped my resolution back to 720p from the 1080p that I had been filming in, mainly because for some reason the 1080p file doesn't transfer into Adobe Premiere properly, at least not the version that I have. So I have to convert it to a different format in order to import it, and every time I do that, similar issue that I used to have back when I would do the video games like Cube, when I would convert it, it would occasionally throw the timing off from between the video and the audio, and it's a pain in the ass to fix. I've actually found a simpler way of fixing it compared to what I used to have to do, but the longer the video, the harder it is because it jumps in and out of time frequently. So I'm bumping it down to 720p from the 1080 to see if that helps with that issue. If it does, I'll just leave it at 720 going forward, at least until I upgrade my system and get the newer version of Premiere. But for right now, it's just going to stay in 720 versus 1080 because honestly, I don't see the point in doing such large-scale video production on YouTube because you're watching it on a small screen usually anyway, unless you're one of those people that like Chromecast it to your giant TV, which if you're watching me on your giant TV, awesome, thanks, but I just don't really see the point in all that because it's a very low-budget show, as you can tell. Ooh, I almost revealed what the product was. So anyway, onto the product that I almost revealed to you there a second ago. When I started doing this show for product placement, it was originally meant to try exotic things that you don't normally find in the U.S., stuff that you get at like World Market or something, foreign candies, foreign drinks, things like that. And then I kind of shied away from it because I wasn't able to find anything else because I didn't really have a World Market near me anymore. But I have had a few things on my list for a while that I've wanted to try, and they were readily available in like the foreign food sections of my local grocery store. So they've been on a list for a while. The only reason I haven't done them is because they were rather expensive, and I'll get into that more as we go. But I am going to start getting back into some of the foreign stuff. There is actually a World Market right by Walmart, so I have to figure out what their hours are, but I may start going into there and see what I can find there. Again, there is a financial issue here because my hours have been cut drastically at work lately, so I kind of have to watch what I spend until the hours pick back up. But I am going to start doing some foreign stuff or harder to find things again. So, first one, I found these in the store the other day. Didn't even realize they sold these. They were right next to the other things that I'd been planning on buying. I figured I would try them because why not? Actually, my friend Jane, who I've mentioned before, was eating these the other day, and it started a conversation in her chat room about what these actually were and how they compared to other American versions of things. And I was describing what I knew of them, but then I realized I've never actually tried them. And then as I was walking through the aisle, I actually saw them, and I was like, what the hell? I might as well do them, right? So, in case you couldn't figure it out, these items are Jelly Babies. Obviously made popular by Doctor Who, the Fourth Doctor, I believe it was. Always carrying around Jelly Babies, always offering people Jelly Babies. Not really a thing we have here in the States. We have what are commonly called gummy bears. And that's kind of what the conversation in the chat room was the other day, is are they like gummy bears? And from my knowledge, I actually compared them more to another candy we have here in America called like orange slices or fruit slices, which are kind of gummy, but they're a different consistency or different thickness in their gumminess. The orange slices are usually coated in like a sugar, where I believe these are coated in like a cornstarch or something like that. So I was describing them as being more like that, but obviously I've never actually had them because I'm American. I just know based on how other people have described them to me or visually looking at them. So finally going to try them because I found them in the store. And again, I didn't realize my store sold these, but they had them. They had a couple other things too, and then this was like the only bag I saw of these. Even the couple times I've gone back now, they don't have any more Jelly Babies, so I got like the last bag. Anyway, enough talking. Let's rip these open if I can. Alright, got it. Now these aren't the name brand Jelly Babies that they have in Europe that like Jane had or that the doctor often has. Actually, his are usually just in like a normal clear plastic bag like you get at a candy store, where you just go and grab like a bag of candy and like pay a dime each for them or whatever, because that was the 60s. It smells very fruity. I don't see a lot of color variants like on the front of the package. If you look inside, it's mainly yellow and purple. Even when I shake them up, there still only seems to be yellow and purple. Thanks, because I didn't want to try all the other fruit flavors. Anyway, let's grab one here. Got the little purpley guy. It's actually fairly stiff. Like I said, gummy bears are usually pretty squishy. These are kind of stiff. Even the orange slices, when you squeeze them, they kind of flatten out really easy, and these are rather stiff. I think this is grape, because he's purple. As you can see, it does have little bits of cornstarch or something where, like I said, the orange slices are very heavily coated in sugar, because even like after you eat them, you got little particles, little grains of sugar on your fingertips. These don't feel grainy like that, so yeah, it's definitely more like a cornstarch or something like that. Anyway, let's try the grape one and see what we think. Cheers. That's kind of odd. Not quite like an orange slice at all. The consistency is similar. The cornstarchiness actually kind of like dries out your palate as you're eating it versus where the sugar kind of emphasizes flavor. The overall texture when you eat it isn't really gummy at all. It kind of just dissolves in your mouth. It's like a little squishy at first, then it just kind of falls apart into nothing. And it does have a bit of flavor to it, but the flavor is not lasting, like it's already dissipated. So I guess I was a little off. Like, the consistency is a little bit like the orange slices or the fruit slice candies, but only at first. Once you start eating it, it's kind of more, I don't want to say like a gusher, but you know how like a regular fruit snack versus a gusher where you bite into the gusher and like all the liquid shoots out and then it's just kind of nothing? That's kind of what this is, except they're not liquid filled, where other fruit snacks are more like gummy and chewy and things like that. So, let me try the yellow one now. I don't know what flavor that's supposed to be. I'm going to say lemon, but it doesn't smell lemony at all. Maybe pineapple? Or peach? Maybe pineapple. Anyway, let's try the yellow one. Cheers. Oddly, it's orange. Yeah, I don't know about those. Ooh. I think I see a green one. I do, there's a green one. Most likely lime. But, yeah, all the rest are mainly the yellows and purples. I don't see any reds. I don't see any of the white ones. Yeah, so, let me see. Not really a whole lot of variety in there. There's a darker purple one at the bottom here. So many of those ones are the reds? I don't know. Anyway, so what was I saying? Yeah, that one's kind of orange flavored. But again, it's an odd consistency, and the cornstarch kind of takes flavor away from it. As I said, it kind of really dries out your mouth and doesn't really allow your tongue to enjoy the flavor. And again, it just kind of dissolves in your mouth. It doesn't really have that gummy chewiness that we like from gummy bears and things like orange slices. Between these and orange slices, I'd probably stick with my orange slices. Between these and gummy bears, I'd definitely stick with gummy bears. They're not bad, they're just not my taste, I guess. They're interesting to try, and like I said, these aren't the normal name brand Jelly Babies, so if you go to the UK and actually get, like, name brand Jelly Babies, maybe they're different than these. I think these are just kind of put together to give you a rough idea of what a Jelly Baby is, but not at all what I was expecting. But let's try the green one real quick, and that'll be the one we go out on. So, cheers again. It's something at the end, like as it fully dissolves and you go to swallow it, it has a weird taste. And all three of them have done that. It's not just the lime one. The lime one's actually the one I enjoyed most so far. It actually had the most amount of flavor and lasted longer than the other two flavors. I can still kind of taste the lime. And it was actually somewhat enjoyable until that very end part when everything kind of falls apart and dissolves and just like sinks in the back of your throat. And then it's just like, oh wow, what happened there? Yeah, so I don't really know what else to say about it. They're not quite what I was expecting, but they're not horrible, I guess, but yeah, not really my thing. If I ever actually go to the UK and can actually try legitimate Jelly Babies that aren't these imported things that have been sitting on a store shelf forever, then perhaps I'd like them more, but as far as these representations of them, yeah, I don't think they're my thing. Alright, so that's it for Jelly Babies. Again, I will be getting back more into the exotic foods that I started this show for, but I'll still be doing normal things like new flavors of whatever that come out and holiday M&Ms and things like that. But for now, this is it for this episode. Again, as always, thank you guys for watching. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Links should be down in the description. Click the bell up here in the corner. Make sure you get notifications every time I post new content. Until next time, cheers.